challenge of mission in the UK is greater than ever. 94% of the population have little or no contact with the church. Across our towns, the same story is unfolding. Churches that once had thriving congregations and meaningful community impact find themselves with declining membership, with an inability to turn things around, and often large buildings that are difficult to maintain. Many of these older buildings have been bought and paid for and built by our forefathers who worked and gave sacrificially in order to see a Christian witness established in those places.
In 1989, we purchased Central Hall in the heart of Southampton. It was built by the Methodist Church in 1925 as a centre for mission. But with declining church membership, the building closed in 1965. When we bought it, we came across the original opening ceremony documents. The vision of those who built this magnificent building was that the Central Hall should be a busy hive of positive ideals with Christ at the centre. The advertising board outside listed all the activities that the new church congregation would provide: poor man's lawyer, food bank, clothing bank, maternity and baby care, youth clubs, recitals, orchestras, to name but a few. So we thought, rather than starting again, let's build on the foundation laid by our Methodist forefathers. We recognised we weren't planting a new church, but simply reigniting a vision that had been established 65 years before.
We began to think, how could we as newer churches work together with the more established churches to see if we could find ways to re-engage in mission again in those places? Could we find ways to partner together to honour the past, the foundations that had been laid, and see a new future emerge in these places?
Hi, my name is Terry. I'm the Methodist Superintendent here in the Southampton Circuit. I came down from Lancashire to this terrific city of Southampton. I came to a circuit which was, like many Methodist circuits, we'd seen better days. They tell me that back about 50 years ago there were incredibly, something like 50, just over 50 Methodist societies in the city of Southampton. But over the past 50, 60 years we've gradually closed a lot of them, and when I came here we had I guess about 10, and quite a few of those 10 were marked for closure. So we came here and we said, well, actually, is there an alternative? Is there a possibility that these wonderful buildings in great places across the city could be used productively for mission? And so with that thought in mind, we began to pray, we began to explore, and then God intervened in a remarkable way.
My name's Pat Fairbairn, and I came to worship about 6 years ago. When I first came, we were a tiny congregation in a huge building. There were 26 rooms here, and we didn't have the money to run the building properly, and we were all elderly, and there were very, very few children. We really had no other option but to close the church.
My name's Bob Light, and this is my church, and I've been working out of this building since 1997, when we started Club Zion youth work, and also we did Sunday Club here as well.
Hi, my name's Karen, and this is my church.
Hi, my name's Hook, and this is my church.
We've all got the same thing. We just want to reach this area for Jesus Christ, really. That's it.
This is St Andrew's Methodist Church in Shoaling, or at least it used to be. We closed this in May 2009, and the idea was we'd sell it. We had a lot of money offered for the site. We felt we ought to just pause and just think, are we going to sell this building and realise all the cash, or ought we to try just once again and maybe just explore the possibility of reopening in partnership with our Christian friends, and just see whether God's going to bless that.
Yeah, my name is Paul Woodman. I live in this area, and a couple of years ago the Methodists were talking about closing down this building that we're living in and to sell it. The congregation started about 40 years ago and had slowed down, and so the members have moved to different congregations around the area, but we talked about reopening the building. And so we've done that. We opened on a Sunday evening, running 5 o'clock messy church for all ages, so not just for children and families, but for all ages coming in here. So we run from 5 to 6:30, and we now have quite a full hall of people new to church, and we run that together with the Methodists.
Here in Southampton, it's been very much about a meeting of hearts, just recognising that we are together in mission. It's not about labels, it's not about denominations, it's about just loving the Lord and trusting each other as members of His family. And he's really honoured that trust that we've shown of each other.
My name is Mark Simpson, and I have the amazing privilege of leading the new missional community here at Netley that we began less than 2 months ago in Netley, partnering with the Methodist Church, coming together to see what God wanted to do. Just exciting to see the people coming together and reaching this community. The three things that we really want to do is we want to honour the past, recognise what God has done. We want to come together in partnership as we see God building us together to reignite and restart churches. And at the same time, we want to celebrate the future, come together and have a vision for what God wants to do in the future.
We do believe that we are right at the very centre of God's will in terms of working together in partnership in surprising ways, which I wouldn't even dare to predict.
Our heart is to see our cities and our towns transformed with the good news that is the love of Jesus. What would it look like if genuine partnerships could be formed around this very mission? Could we see church congregations that once had great history restored? And could we see ancient buildings with amazing heritage revived again? And together we can serve our communities.